Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life of Desiree's Person of Prominence. Today I'm speaking with Carla Serenity Baker. She's an author, a public speaker, and so much more. Carla wanted to express her thoughts before we begin here today.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be on Desiree's show, so let's get it.
And we're going to be discussing a lot of good things. Welcome, Carla.
Hi. Hello. So great to be here.
So glad to have you on. You know, I love starting first with people's names because names are just so powerful. So your name is Carla Serenity Baker. Now, I want to focus on the serenity part of your name. Is that a given name, or is it something that you added into to make your name? I'm curious.
Well, it's both. I went to college in Colorado Springs, and there was this beautiful older lady who took me in, Miss Hernandez. I wish I could find her. And we worked together at this call center, and she just watched me for a couple of weeks, and she goes, you know, you have this serene spirit about yourself. She goes, I'm going to start calling you Serenity. So from that moment on, I stopped telling people that my name was Carla. I would just say Serenity. So from in the 90s, all my friends that's on the East Coast and also in Colorado, they don't even know me as Carla. They're really surprised that my first name is Carla because it's all about serenity. So I just put it in my government name and voila. No matter what's going on in your life, everyone should know the Serenity Prayer. You know, God grant me the serenity to change things I, can and accept the things that I can't. And it's evident in my life every day, whether it's a day where I'm glowing up or a day where, sometimes it's a little dim. I just always go back to that prayer, and it's relevant. So Serenity is definitely me, and I'm definitely Serenity. I'm more Serenity than Carla, than anything these days.
Yeah, good. I mean, that's good to hear, and I know people will want to try to understand where that name came from, and upon meeting you, I'm sure they're able to tell, those qualities in you as well. So that's a very neat story. Thank you for sharing that.
I'm just excited to be on this show.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been wishing that you had been on the show for a long time, and it's time. Yes. You're finally here, and we get to talk about all these good things that are going on into your life. So especially with your career, I want you to talk a little bit about your career and what you've done in the past with your career and what you're presently doing now.
Well, I'm in the fashion talent modeling industry, and I'm in a little small town, which just so happens to be the happiest place in the world, by the way, or the United States, Lafayette, Louisiana. I think it's because I'm here.
It's definitely, you're bringing all that serenity there.
Hey, I'm spreading the love. And I have a daughter. I only have one daughter, and she's a beautiful little chocolate girl. And when she was younger, she wanted to get into acting, modeling, and I didn't really trust anyone in the industry to try to guide her in that area, or be her agent or manager or anything like that. So I'm the type of mother where it's like, okay, baby girl, if you want to do it, let's do it. Well, she kept getting passed up. I mean, and we're down south, so it's a big thing here when it comes to complexions and height and hair and all of that. And she was just a little, tiny little chocolate girl trying to get into the industry. So I kept seeing her get disappointed, at casting call after casting call. And I'm like, you know what? That's it. Mommy isn't only going to create opportunities for you, sweetie, but Mommy's going to create opportunities for everybody that's like you. Well, it got a little bit too big for me. Where I couldn't handle it anymore. I couldn't do it by myself because now I have people in Manhattan that's calling for me, with P. Diddy people. I have people in California that's calling, and it just got too much. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm going to stop the physical model management, and I'm going to put it in the book. and that's where A Southern Girl's Guide came from. Well, that's doing great. And that got kind of big, too.
And we're going to get to that, Carla. We're going to get to that because you're amazing, and we're definitely going to be talking about that because everybody needs to know about what that contains and all the inspiration behind it that you're talking about now. So with all of that, with the catalyst being your daughter, who was being turned down and not being cast for different things, and her disappointment, how did that affect her when you told her that you were going to go ahead and start something just for her and for everybody else?
Well, she was younger, so she didn't really understand what mommy meant. And you have a son, so it's like, oh, wait, so you're going to do that to my child?
Yeah.
I'm going to show you better than I can tell you.
Right.
So she didn't start realizing it until she started noticing that everywhere we would go, people would be like, oh, my God, Miss Carla, can you help my daughter? Oh, my God, Miss Carla, can you help me? Miss Carla, I've been trying to find you. And at first it was cool, but then it got like, okay, Mom, we have to go some different places and whatnot. She goes, I'm not really doing it anymore, but I know you're trying to help everyone. And she appreciates it. She really does appreciate it. And now she knows the true value of it. Because let's just be real. There is a set standard in the model talent industry. Yeah. We fight hard to get what is considered to be the norm, abnormal beauty. Mm-hmm. The abnormal is usually in commercials. The abnormal is usually on sitcoms. But how often do you see what is considered to be the abnormal on a fashion runway for New York Fashion Week or Paris?
Right. So you wanted to break out of that mold and create something new.
Yes, and we did.
We did.
Oh, yeah. And that's how I know this book works.
Yes, because it is a highly sought after material for people who want to break into the industry and who also want to find out more about what you do. So because you have put that kind of away as far as Serenity Closet and helping other young girls, what did you decide to do and put your hands in after that? Because you're definitely creative. So what were you doing after that? What are you doing now?
Radio personality, blogger. I'm actually a celebrity stylist. I just don't promote it because a lot of my clients, they want to stay kind of under the radar. But that all ties into fashion. And I've been really super busy with that. I do a lot of motivational hosting and conferences, and it's just been amazing doing that because it allows me to share some of the stories that I've experienced when it comes to the model talent industry and uplift and, guide people in the right direction when it comes to them balancing their serenity. And
Absolutely.
Here lately it's been all about frequencies. That's what I've been working with individuals. Sometimes, group of like 5 or sometimes just one-on-one, they'll call me. And, I like to say I don't put everything on social media. Because when it gets to someone's trying to find their serenity, they don't want it publicized like that. So that has really been keeping me busy.
Good. And, now that you're saying all of this and we're understanding a little bit more about, your inspiration behind what you're doing, tell us a little bit more now about your book. It's called Southern Girl's Guide to Success, a talent guide for fashion. Tell us more about that and some of the background with that.
Well, again, this book was created in order for me to reach as many people as possible. I wanted to make sure that everything that I was doing with the young ladies who I was actually managing, like physically, personally, because I used to manage about 40, 50 girls at one time and travel with them as well. And I wanted to make sure that that other people were able to receive what I consider to be the holy grail to the model talent industry. Because in this book, it has what does it mean to be a model, contracts, agreements, what type of model, what you should look for, where you should go, why branding is important, why working with certain photographers are important. Like, everything is in this book. And that's why it's like I really just had focused on that for a while. And that's why the book is so important to the industry, because you can have someone go out there and say, oh my goodness, I want to be a model, Miss Carla, because, I want to be famous. Okay, sweetie, so why are you taking pictures with all these different people? Where's your release form?
Right.
Where's your contract?
Being selective and being able to, differentiate between somebody who's trying to help you and somebody who's just trying to just straight exploit you.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Pictures never go away.
That's right. With all of that you said, you talked about, how you would help these girls and how you would try to guide them and put them in the right direction. And your book is called A Southern Girl's Guide to Success. So what does it mean to you to be successful?
Focus. To me, guiding and focus is in the same lane, because you can't continue to guide yourself in a lane where you're not focused in.
Yes.
And being from the South, I'm sorry?
I can understand that, because focus is important in anything. If you want to see results, you have to be able to focus on it with enough time and effort to actually see the results come from that.
That's right. And also, I'm a Southern girl. And, my tagline is really who I am. I'm just a little Southern girl with a city mentality, trying to be a blessing. Huh?
I said I love that.
Yeah, it's the truth. I'm literally just a little Southern girl with a city mentality, trying to bless as many people as possible. And that's where the guide comes from. A lot of people would say, wow, she's from down south. What is a Southern girl? Well, this Southern girl is someone who is not, I'm Southern, but I have a city mentality. And I want to take that mentality, put both of them together, a little Southern girl and the city mentality, and put that out there. Because I'm able to converse with a lot of people in this book. Like, you can pick the book up and be like, oh, wow, Miss Carla, okay. So you have to know who you are. Because a lot of these people don't know who they are, and I have to invest. A lot of people don't know they have to invest in their gift.
You have to invest in yourself to get something back. I mean, you have to put things out there that are going to help you shine, not only, internally, but also, externally. So as a model, and the models that you've helped come to see those kind of gifts that they have themselves, I'm sure they come back to you and express gratitude for all that you've done, but they learn from you.
Right, they do. And, I always say that we are a gift within a gift. God put us in this world with gifts inside of us. We have to take those gifts and bless someone else with it. And we also have to pull out the gift in other people so that they will be able to recognize that they are a gift. So that gift is that sometimes the gift, especially with this industry, it was model talent. But I had to make sure that they did it the right way, the way where it would be respectful, the way where it would be something that they wouldn't look back years from now and be like, oh, my gosh, I did that? Not under my company name.
Yes.
At least. Not under my company name.
Right. So speaking of that, with, making sure that, the girls that you were working with did things that were respectable and that they can go back and say, I was proud of that. And, this is what I did, and they want to showcase that. What is one of the most important things a woman should know about developing her own style?
Integrity comes to mind. Okay. Integrity and respect. Because in that industry, Des, it's so hard for you to lose it, because the thirst for fame is real, and it's so real sometimes to the point where they can literally lose their self-respect for themselves. which means that they lost their integrity because all they're looking at is fame. And I don't want them going back saying, oh my gosh, is a picture, or something else.
Right.
So I say integrity.
Yeah, I can definitely see how, even working myself, back and forth and, the States and even in Japan, how there's so much that goes on behind scenes.
Yeah.
Aware of. They see, a picture and then they see like a video or they'll see the whole finished production. But in order to get to production or that finished picture, there might have been a lot of stuff that, you had experienced or you had to see or, conversations and things like that. People don't always understand. So I can imagine when young girls come to you and say, oh, Carla, can you help me? I want to be a model. I want to do this, that you kind of take in their personality as well to see, are they able to handle certain things? Are they able to handle the different aspects that are going to come with the industry on a whole,
Right, because my management company was unlike any other management company still to this day. I made sure that my girls were respected. I made sure that they were taken care of. If we had to go somewhere, there was an account, needless to say, company account set up where we had to, get our advances, flights, a bodyguard in some cases. We did Harley Davidson for about 5 years in a row here in here in Louisiana. And when my girls would step on the scene, they stepped on the scene like they were celebrities, but they were respected in that way because of how the manager demanded for them to be respected in that way.
That's where it starts. And
I didn't play.
Yeah, you brought up a good point about that because, it's kind of like being the president of a company. The head of a company kind of sets the pace for everybody else. You show an example of someone who is in charge. What kind of example are they showing? What kind of things are they accepting or what kind of things do they let slide? And a lot can be said about a person who's actually running the whole show. So I'm glad that you actually, said that and explained that a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about, you have something upcoming. You have a nomination for the Southern Teen Magazine Awards. Tell us about that. What can people expect from that?
Hopefully I'll win. Honestly, it's kind of like, I'm going to be like, I shoot from the hip, okay? It's kind of like Tina Turner being nominated for a Beyonce award. So that's kind of weird for me. My son tells me daily I need to be there. I'm very honored and I am very humbled that I was even considered. But could you imagine Tina being nominated for a Beyonce award? Yeah, but I'm excited about it because they thought about Miss Carla and the young lady who's putting it on. She works really hard to recognize the people in this area who's doing some amazing things. So I will be present. I may or may not win. I don't know.
Hilarious.
But I'll be there.
Okay, well that's
it's not. Hey, I'm nominated.
That's right. You know what you're gonna hide yourself there. You're gonna navigate through the whole event, and it's going to be awesome. Because I know we're gonna hear about that. We're going to hear all about how you won. It's going to be great. So aside from you, aside from you, being someone who is like a mentor to young models.
Yeah.
How else do you give back to your community?
Well, I hold seminars every year. This is the second year, well, every year officially. This is the second year where I have local politicians and local businesses support my movement when it comes to having a teen conference. And the teen conference is for young ladies or younger people who can come in and just express what's going on in the community and also the world. We talk about soft politics. We talk about bullying and whatever it is that's going on that could definitely affect our teens, where most parents or most adults don't sit down and talk to them. So I have that coming up in September. It's going to be my second year. The first year was amazing. We had sponsors from as far as Philadelphia and right here, needless to say, in our city. And I was really, really touched that there were so many people that were backing me up with it or supporting me with it, because the teams didn't have to do anything. All they had to do was just show up. We had everything for them: food, lattes. I made sure that they were in an area where most kids wouldn't be able to really attend, depending upon the certain area that they're from. So that's one of the things that I have coming up when it comes to giving back to the community. And that really, it doesn't pay anything, but it pays everything.
It doesn't pay anything, but it pays everything because it comes from your heart.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Good to know. Okay, well, one thing that I want to ask, I know you told everybody what's coming up for you and you have some big things coming up. You have 6 social media pages that you manage. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For the love of Black women, I took one of your posts and I put it on there because you are just simply amazing. It was something that you wrote or something you did, and I felt like the fans on there needed to see it. For the Love of Black Women actually came about a couple of years back, and this is my second For the Love of Black Women page. This page has over 20,000 followers, 7,000 a week that goes on there, and that's without us even doing anything. When it was originated because at that time it was, where's the love for our Black women?
Okay.
Chocolate, caramel. Where's the love? No one's really, huh?
I said, where's the love? I was saying that. That's right. Where is the love?
Right. Where is the love? Well, we brought that love out, and the response is amazing. And the page really is running itself, but we are actually getting ready to do, we're in the process of creating a show for it, and I'll definitely be reaching out to you because we need to make sure that we up the ante now, because, you know, Black girl magic is there, and, you know, I am my sister's keeper and all of that, but there's a decline in it again. No one's really paying attention to that again.
Right.
Our sisters, and when I say sisters, I mean women in general. That's what's going to be so amazing about the page moving forward. It's not just, it's still going to keep the name For the Love of Black Women. However, with that being said, my sister could be any nationality, from anywhere.
So, I mean, it's about, Carla, uplifting other women instead of, tearing each other down. There's far too much of that. There's far too many, shows that are based on that premise alone, when there needs to be more things coming out about, how can I empower you? How can I help you? Kind of like what you were saying earlier, like, we all have something within us that is a gift. And, and part of our gift is to help other people bring out that gift. So I'm definitely interested in that. And that sounds like something that so many women would want to be a part of.
Right. Yeah. You want to know why Jada's show is working so incredibly amazing?
Oh, I love that. It's
not because her red table, it's not because it's Jada. It's because she's so transparent. She's just her. Mm-hmm. She's just talking. And that's what we're missing. We're so, oh my gosh. And I know a few reality show stars, okay? And I cannot say anything bad about this. I'm not. Right. And we're not. However, we're not. However, and right. But with that being said, Jada's show is refreshing.
Yes, it is.
We can say that, right?
Yes, and it's refreshing because, she's putting a new spin on something that's been around for a long time, which is the way that we conversate. We have conversations with everybody all the time. So why not sit down with each other and have a heart-to-heart conversation about real-life issues that affect, ourselves, affect our neighbors, our family, all of those things, come into play when it comes to, how we see ourselves and comparison to others and how we see the things around us. And as sisters, like you said, we need more of those kinds of conversations to help empower us, to continue doing the great things that we're doing.
Transparency. That's the season that I see we are going through right now. Transparency. Being transparent with your sisters, with your life, with who you are. And social media has given us such a world of being whomever you want to be, but it's like it's different lives. Like right now I'm sitting at home and I look nothing like the picture. Thank God you didn't want to go live.
Because I can say the same thing.
Right? However, and with that being said, I need to be transparent. I need to just be me, whichever me that is, because that is still us. That's still us. Mm-hmm. But you need to be you with your sisters. You need to be you with your realest of your reals in your life. And that's what the going back to the For the Love of Black Women fan page is all about. That's why it's been so successful, and that's why it will continue being successful.
Yes, it will. Amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. So many people are on there showing an abundance of love for everyone and for your page and for, how it's put together in a respectful way so that people can understand that we are, of course, stronger together. We're powerful. We're women. And we have much to offer the world. And I love that page. It's amazing. So thank you for sharing, everybody.
Of course. And sometimes I do it what the kids call on a cool. Like a lot of people don't know that, me and my friend out of DC, we're the originators of the page. And when I share, they're like, "Oh, wow, that's you?" Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah, it's me. I just been chilling on it, but I'm gonna kick it up again. Like today, I said I don't know what's going on, which I do know what's going on. I've been getting about 200 friend requests, and my numbers have gone up incredibly high within the past 3 days, and it's all because of just paying a little attention to the fan page.
That's right. The more that people see the greatness and the things that you're doing and, trying to share with everybody, the more that's going to continue to grow. Like you said, you want to start a show with it and different things like that will develop basically straight from the love that's being shown on that page and the love that you're showing people for loving it. So I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing. So, Carla Serenity Baker, it has been amazing talking to you because I've learned so much about you. I've learned so much about you. The span of the last 30 minutes has been crazy how much you can learn about somebody, how much more you can learn about someone. And I want you to keep doing what you're doing. And I want you to also tell everybody how they can get in contact with you.
Oh, okay. So this is going to sound a little braggadocious, but it's not. You literally can Bing or Google me.
Okay, Google you.
Right, but I'm a Binger. I'm a Binger. I love Bing. But all jokes aside, you can find me on Facebook, Carla Serenity Baker. You can find me on Instagram, Carla_Serenity. My email address is serenity with an S, closet@gmail.com. And you can also go on my other fan page, Carla Serenity, as Southern Girl's Guide to Success. And all my contact information is there, including my phone number. So
great. And
I'm there.
Information anyway throughout this interview and the video portion of it.
Thank you.
So everybody's going to be able to see how to contact you. They can write it down and reach out, because I know you're going to get a lot of people wanting to reach out to find out more about your book and more about your speaking engagements, your conferences, and things like that. But it's been great talking to you. You're a wonderful woman. You have so much knowledge about the industry, and I'm so glad that we were able to connect on my personal prominence show, because you're definitely a prominent person.
Well, thank you so much. I saw you on someone's page, and I was like, oh, I feel the connection. I have to, I gotta reach out to her. And I like that. When it's like that, I'm like, oh, who is that?
Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.